The Taliban now control half of Afghanistan's provincial capitals. The group has made territorial gains in the north of the country, which has traditionally been an anti-Taliban stronghold. And it now controls towns and territories within 100 kilometers of Kabul, including the capital of Logar province, which also fell on Friday. In a statement Friday, the Taliban said they had taken control of the governor's office, police headquarters, as well as other key operational centers throughout the city of Kandahar. Hundreds of weapons, vehicles, and ammunition were seized, the Taliban statement said. Kaman said he and many others had made their way to a military base close to the city's international airport and were awaiting a flight out. Many soldiers surrendered and the rest fled, Kaman said. Kandahar, which lies on the junction of three major highways, is of particular strategic importance and was formerly a major hub for U.S. military operations. Its seizure marks the most significant gain yet for the Taliban. Elsewhere on Friday, the government lost control of the nearby capital of Uruzgan province, Tarin-Kot. Afghan news network Tolo quoted the governor of Uruzgan, Mohammad Omar Shahzad, as saying that after days of fighting around the city, the elders had urged him to cease fire because of the likely damage of further combat. The Taliban has not formally claimed to have captured Tarin-Kot, and government officials have not confirmed the city has been lost, but videos circulating Friday showed Taliban fighters in the city. The vast majority of the Taliban's territorial gains have come since the withdrawal of American forces, which began in May and is scheduled to be completed by late August. Taliban makes rapid gains. The city of Herat, Afghanistan's third largest city and a major urban center in western Afghanistan, fell to the Taliban on Thursday evening local time, with the group taking control of the governor's office and Herat police headquarters, according to Afghan officials. The head of the Herat Provincial Council, Kamran Alizai, said Friday the whole city, except the Army Corps base, had been seized.
Another provincial council member from Herat who did not want to be named said that the Taliban broke into the Herat prison, freeing a large number of inmates. The city of Ghazni, a key provincial capital on the road to Kabul, also fell to the militant group earlier on Thursday, after long and intense fighting, according to Nasir Ahmad Fakiri, head of Ghazni Provincial Council. Ghazni lies around 93 miles south of Kabul, on a major highway connecting the capital with Kandahar. With the capture of Ghazni, the Taliban is now in control of key locations both to the north and south of Kabul. Their earlier capture of areas of the Baghlan province, which lies to the north of Kabul, raised alarms among U.S. officials because the location is considered essential for the defense of the capital. A senior official in the Biden administration familiar with one U.S. intelligence assessment said Kabul could be isolated by the Taliban in the next 30 to 60 days, increasing the potential the Afghan capital could soon fall under the control of the militant group. In response to the Taliban's sweeping advance, the U.S. announced it would deploy 3,000 U.S. troops to Kabul to assist with a reduction of civilian personnel at the embassy in Kabul and to facilitate the processing of special immigrant visas for Afghan nationals who assisted Americans during their time inside Afghanistan, Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby said. Two of the infantry battalions headed to Hamid Karzai International Airport in Kabul are U.S. Marines and one is U.S. Army, Kirby said. The Defense Department will also bring in an additional 1,000 personnel from both U.S. Army and U.S. Air Force to help with the visa applicants, Kirby said. Earlier Thursday, the U.S. Embassy in Kabul urged U.S. citizens again to depart Afghanistan immediately. And the gains made by militants overnight added to alarm across the international community. The UK's Defence Secretary Ben Wallace on Friday said he is absolutely worried that al-Qaeda will probably come back to Afghanistan after the drawdown of US and British troops is complete.
Challenging the US decision to pull out troops, Wallace said, "I've been pretty blunt about it publicly and that's quite a rare thing when it comes to United States decisions, but strategically it causes a lot of problems." The UK has sent 600 troops to the country to help evacuate embassy staff, while German Interior Minister Horst Seehofer also encouraged support staff to leave the increasingly threatening situation in the country quickly. "There is no time for bureaucracy, we must act," Seehofer said in a statement Friday. The United Nations Refugee Agency has meanwhile urged neighboring countries to keep their borders open to people fleeing the Taliban. In Pakistan, into which many Afghans have fled, leaders are calling for an organized international approach to tackle a growing refugee crisis. Speaking at a press briefing on Friday, Maud Yusuf, the national security advisor to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, rejected criticisms that his country is not taking in enough refugees and asked, who's going to put money behind it? Where are the people going to be displaced and who is going to be taking the lead?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.